A look at obituaries, a presentation of Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. That's 256-245-4361. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations and pre-need is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. That's Curtis & Son Funeral Home. Funeral service for Glenda Logan Hill, age 65, of Sylacauga, is Saturday at 11 a.m. from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home, with Dr. Larry Morrison officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Mausoleum. Mrs. Hill died Wednesday, December 14th at Coosa Valley Medical Center after a lengthy battle with cancer. Glenda was a member of the First Baptist Church, where she served in the nursery department at the time of her illness. The station Saturday morning from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. at the funeral home. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to the First Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga directing. Funeral service for Charles Malcolm Sellers Sr., age 59, is this afternoon at 2 p.m. from Midway Memory Gardens Funeral Home Chapel, with the Reverend Harvey Boland Sr., along with the Reverend Doug WOIL officiating. Burial in the Midway Memory Garden Cemetery. Mr. Sellers died Tuesday, December the 13th in Villarica, Georgia. The family will receive friends today prior to the service from noon until 2, Midway Memory Gardens Funeral Home directing. Florence E. Williams, age 85, died December 15th at her residence. Funeral service Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. from Central Baptist Church in Talladega, with the Reverend Mark Curley officiating. Burial in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. The family receiving friends Saturday night from 5 until 7 at Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega. Mrs. Williams was a native and lifelong resident of Talladega. She was a member of the Central Baptist Church and retired from Crown Textile Company. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega directing. Funeral service for Andrew Welch, age 84, will be Saturday at 2 p.m. At DeForest Chapel on the campus of Talladega College. Pastor Noko Wall Sr. will be the eulogist. Interment in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. The body will lie in state at the chapel 1 hour prior to the service. Online condolences at terrysmortuary.com. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary in Talladega directing that service. Funeral service for Ms. Nina Marie Ross will be Saturday at 1 p.m. from Zion Memorial Funeral Home Chapel, with the Reverend Mickey J. Gaddis officiating. Zion Memorial Funeral Home in Sylacauga directing. Funeral service for Diamond Jimmy Morris, age 74, is 11 o'clock Saturday at Mount Canaan Baptist Church in Talladega, with the Reverend Horace Patterson, the pastor, and the Reverend Hugh Morris, the eulogist. Interment in the Rushing Springs Cemetery. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary in Talladega directing that service. Funeral service for Mrs. Mary A. Montgomery, age 46, is Saturday at Move of God Bible Way Tabernacle in Alpine at 1 p.m. Burial in Harpersville or Vincent at Baker's Grove Baptist Church Cemetery. The station today, noon until 8 at the funeral home. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Mrs. Montgomery died December the 7th in Sylacauga. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga directing. Graveside service for Mrs. Ida Johnson is Saturday at 10 a.m. from Lincoln Hills Memorial Park Cemetery in Gadsden. Zion Memorial Funeral Home, Sylacauga directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Cargie May Askew, age 97, is Saturday at St. John Missionary Baptist Church in Sylacauga at 11 a.m. Burial in the Pine Grove Baptist Church Cemetery of Sylacauga. The station today, noon until 8 at the funeral home. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Mrs. Askew died December the 11th in Birmingham. Community Funeral Home directing. And memorial service for Winston Herbert Baker, age 76, of Alexander City, will be Saturday at 11 a.m. from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Reverend Jack Womack officiating. The family receiving friends Saturday morning, 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. at the funeral home. Mr. Baker died Wednesday, December 14th at Grandview Medical Center. He was retired from Central Alabama Community College as a biology professor after over 30 years of service. In lieu of flowers, the family requests that memorial contribution be made to the National Wildlife Federation, P.O. Box 1691, Merrifield, Virginia. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report presented by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg, 256-245-4361. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.